funny. I sang it.
I for sure did not like it.
I sang it seriously the first time, and I was like, "This isn't like." I mean, it sounds
You
good,
shouldn't do that.
but it's not funny. And so I re-sang it, and I was like, "Let's fucking auto-tune half of it, but not the other half." Let's start with this like dancing while I was singing it. It was pretty great. I was having fun with it. Come on, go live on Facebook, damn you!
Good for you.
We're doing YouTube.
What are you
again.
doing with that?
We're doing. They're playing it on the station tomorrow.
Oh god.
So I'm doing YouTube again because I like the fact that YouTube I like having it as like a, not a chronicle. What is that called? Like an archive for our episodes.
Doesn't Facebook already technically do that?
Yeah, but shut up.
Got it.
Oh, we got 2 days till Disenchantment. Okay.
Yeah, keep happy.
I am
Shut up,
super
Gary.
excited for Disenchantment.
I am too. I'm really excited. Netflix has been putting some good stuff up.
I'm going to be super let down, I'm sure, but I'm really excited for
Don't be let
Disenchantment.
down. Stefan, will you keep an eye on our stream, and I'll keep an eye on the Game Fanatics?
Yeah,
We
sure,
can talk
why not?
about Dark Tourists
Hey, Carrie, shut up.
or the first episode
Welcome
of
into the
Insatiable.
Nerded Up Podcast.
Every time I want to play this stupid intro song, Carrie starts talking. It's a tradition at this point.
Phil says podcast.
Oh, it does say. I need to change that. Shit!
Just bleep it out.
I didn't even think about that. I want to change the intro music anyway. I don't know that I like it anymore. I don't know that I ever really liked it to begin with, but I just wanted something.
Welcome
need
to the
intro
Nerded
music?
Up, motherfucker.
that's not how that runs. That's not how that goes. Welcome into Nerded Up. I am Josh Beard at Josh Beard Radio on Twitter with my best friend Stefan and this other guy Carrie at Carrie Hot Ice on Twitter and at Masons on Twitter. You can actually it used to be Stefan, the guy who never tweets, but he's actually been tweeting out some pretty badass videos. Like you went through. Did you go through some of your old videos that you liked and just start putting them up on Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, there were just some of the old videos that stood out. There's 300 or 400 videos saved to my Xbox cloud,
Yeah.
so I just picked up a couple that looked good.
Your Whirlwind Reinhardt, you trying to create a Whirlwind Barb with Reinhardt in Overwatch is probably one of my favorite of those videos that you put up.
I
I'll be
actually
completely
remember that
honest.
night, and I don't know why, but I think I remember just yelling out, "Just spin randomly," and it worked. So
It did work. It did work. All right, so we are nerded up. We got. I don't know that we necessarily have a lot of cool stuff to get to, but we've got some interesting topics to get to. We got a lot in the nerdy ass news that we want to touch on because we love touching on things. But what was that? Why did you make a face, Carrie?
Sorry, my daughter just walked up to me. Love you.
We're trying to have a professional show here. We can't have little daughter baby children. All right, get your shit together. But yeah, we got some cool things in the nerdy ass news. We're going to talk about some of the more anticipated games, the most anticipated games the rest of the year, specifically Red Dead Redemption 2, because they had a gameplay trailer come out. What was it, yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a week ago, something like that. I don't know. All my days are running together. But I don't. Before we start on the nerdy ass news, Carrie, you had something that you wanted to talk about, something that you wanted to get to. You watched the first episode of Insatiable, which I can't remember the chick's name, but she's done Disney stuff for
Debbie Ryan.
Debbie Ryan, whatever. I don't give a shit. But she's
Debbie
done
Reynolds.
Just delightful.
Debbie Ryan Reynolds. She's done stuff on Disney for a really long time, so it's interesting to see her do a show like Insatiable on Netflix. And I thought it looked pretty interesting. You watched the first episode of it. What did you think?
I was very hesitant at first
Yeah.
because I was like, this is not my kind of show. This is Josh's kind of show. This is the kind of show Josh would like.
Like a Gossip Girl.
This is on the
Gilmore
level
Girls
of
type
Gossip
thing.
Girl and Gilmore Girls.
Should it be
and everything.
named Insatiable Girl? If it were named Insatiable Girl, I would have already
that's a
watched
different.
the entire
That's a
season
different
now.
show.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Completely different show.
Is that a
You
completely
can talk
different
about
show?
that when you interview Lisa Ann.
That's gonna be fun. I
But
still don't know
it's
how I
it's
feel about
actually
that, by the way.
pretty fucking funny. I was surprised at the level of humor because it got. I think it probably works better with people from the South because it just fucking rips on people from Georgia, man. It's great, and all of us are pretty familiar with those people, and the stereotypes are true. But it's also got Alyssa Milano in it, who is, she's very nice in this. But it's actually a really funny show. I want to see the next episode.
What's the show about? I wanted you to like get into some of the hey, how'd you like the first episode? And essentially, you just had like a really way too long way of saying I liked it. So
Yes.
like, what is the show about?
Well, then ask that question next time, asshole.
I don't know. I
show
thought
is
maybe
about-
you'd just read between the lines and fucking answer it. Damn it.
Do you know how descriptive you have to be with me?
Yeah, I probably should at this point. I don't know
Okay.
why I haven't gotten better at it.
Learn
Go
it.
ahead. What is the show about?
Anyway, so Debbie Ryan is like, she's been overweight her entire life, like morbidly, obesely overweight.
I feel
until a homeless guy tries to steal her candy bar one night, and she punches him in the nose, and then the homeless guy breaks her jaw. So she gets her jaw wired shut, and she can only have a liquid diet for like a couple of months, and then she loses all the weight, and turns out she's really hot underneath. And now she just wants to get revenge at everybody that was like mean to her when she was fat.
So,
And-
is
oh,
it like
there's
a,
a-
bla-
I
is
forget,
it like a
there's-
black comedy? Is it just supposed to is it like a teen comedy, or is it supposed to be like, kind of like a, because it kind of sounds like it's a black comedy.
Well,
I was
the
gonna
thing
say, this is
like
a
about it
horrible
that
premise for a show.
it has elements of like every type of humor. Like there's the dark humor, there's like
Yeah.
the horrible toilet humor, and then it's like, classical comedy. But the elements go together really well. And there's a dude that he's a lawyer, but moonlights as a pageant coach.
Oh, that sounds.
He's probably
terrible.
my favorite character, and he's awesome. He meets up with her, and they go into some hijinks. You should watch it. It's really fun.
I'll watch the first episode, but it sounds terrible. Stefan, you
Really
were
does.
talking about something before the show started. Tell us more about this, because this is a guy that we've actually talked about on the show before.
Yeah, we spoke about him probably, I don't know, I would argue like 6 months ago, maybe, give or take.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with time, who knows? It could be 6 months ago yesterday.
Could have been 2 years ago.
So he's basically a YouTuber that enjoys starting shit on multiple games. He was known for doing it on Magic the Gathering, and I think he's just moved on now to other things because that's what he does. And he recently went to Gen Con, which, if you're not familiar, is one of the biggest gaming conventions in the country. Not video games as much as
Tabletop
board games.
gaming, like
Yeah,
board games and
tabletop,
tabletop gaming, yeah.
And one of the nights at Gen Con, it runs for like a whole week, he found himself at a bar, occupied by another YouTuber that likes to start shit, and proceeded to get punched out. And I'm sure there was alcohol involved. It was a bar, but it was a thing going around for a couple weeks there.
Sorry,
He just
I was making fun of
laid
you.
the fuck out?
Like, and is anybody being sued? Like this guy's a
No.
douchebag. This guy's an absolute dick. So he 1000% deserved getting
I'm
punched
sure there was
out. But like,
Uh,
what happened afterwards?
Absolutely nothing. I think the internet cheered and life went on.
That's
I
How
think-
it should be.
I think he likes to write from the punchy, not the puncher.
right.
Likes to write as other people, and he likes to make himself seem a little bit bigger than he actually is, with like multiple accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was reading a whole webpage that sounds like it's written by him about how he should go about suing the other guy because the police didn't do their job. And all that reminds me of is, you ever hear the story about the guy that got murdered while 90 people watched and no one was arrested?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes, like, if you're a big enough asshole, like, everyone just kind of lets it fly, and I think that's great. Like, you can just get punched and no one's going to say anything. No one saw anything. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Out of the three of us, who is the person who needs to be punched the most?
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah, absolutely, Carrie. Carrie, you even said
Carrie
yourself.
votes for
I thought for sure that he was gonna say me. Absolutely thought for sure. Let's get some comments right now. Randy, Josh, are those new glasses for streaming and gaming? No, I actually bought them for a character that will never happen again, and I saw them on my desk and I put them on. They don't even actually have lenses.
Oh god.
I can poke my. I don't know why I'm
Wait,
wearing them.
Take them off.
No, I
Jesus
like. I like them. I think I look
so
good in them.
stupid.
I think I look good in them. I think
I'll
they
take
make.
mine off.
I think they
And I
make me
will read
look.
comments.
They make me look prestigious, and they make me look smart and fancy. Brad said it's postmodern opera. All right, so let's get into the nerdy ass news. After people getting punched and Carrie's terrible description of Insatiable. So the nerdy ass news. First up in the nerdy ass news. Shut up. First up in the nerdy ass news, Diablo 3. More Diablo 3 to the Nintendo Switch rumors. Could Diablo 3 be coming to the Switch in 2018? Stefan, you have vehemently and adamantly been against playing Diablo 3 on the console. If it came to the Switch, could this be what brings you to play Diablo on a console?
Put your glasses back on, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to put these.
That looks crazy. You look crazy without the glasses, man.
It looks
I don't
so
like that.
weird.
I don't like that at all. I gotta take these glasses off now. You know what? I like them better on too. I think we both look smarter than Carrie. We need the glasses on. All right. Diablo 3 Nintendo Switch. Would this make you switch over to console?
No.
Really?
Probably not.
Interesting.
I mean, like, it's so much more relaxing on PC to me. I sit there with like my headphones on, listening to like some Shakira, and like just go grinding riffs.
Why fucking Shakira, man?
Because I listen to Shakira. You have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Don't brag on him.
You know what, Carrie? You thought it was just as ridiculous as I did. You're just deciding to be on his side.
Like, I feel like at this point I should pull up like my Spotify playlist for like Diablo, and like
it's just nothing but
you want to go
Shakira.
in, we'll go in.
No, we don't need to go in. It's fine. We don't need to go in on that at all. Not even a little bit. Well, earlier today, Forbes published an article and quickly deleted about a Nintendo Switch version of Diablo 3, and it even gave the price of it be the Diablo 3 Eternal Collection for $59.99. I don't know. I love this Switch. Just being every time the Switch comes up, I just say, "Oh, I love the Switch. It's my favorite console because I can poop with it, and I could go anywhere with it." When I took it with me on the plane to New York, I took it with me whenever we went on vacation to the beach. I take the Switch everywhere. It's so convenient for me and the kids. And Diablo 3, I love it so much, I might buy it a third time on the Switch. Carrie, would you even consider it? Oh, you could have a Ganondorf armor set. Ooh. Carrie, would you consider it?
No.
I knew that was going to be a no. Moving on.
I played through it once, and I don't want to do it again.
The playing Diablo. So I read an article today on I think it was on Polygon. I think it was Ben Kuchera that wrote it, actually, about how like Blizzard games, specifically Diablo 3, but Blizzard games in general have a way of like pulling you in. But it's like this: you come back to these Blizzard games after like 1 or 2 times a year, after like a 6, 7, 8 month hiatus. But everybody just kind of finds their way back onto Battle.net, and you kind of see each other. But it's like whenever you awkwardly show up at the same bar, whenever you said you weren't going to drink ever again, and it's like this real awkward interaction because you know both. It's like you're at a strip club. Why are we here? Like you show up to a gay club, one of your friends is there. Wow, didn't want to be seen there. It's like one of those situations, and I thought it was a pretty good article. I've never thought about it like that, but Diablo 3, WoW, especially Battle for Azeroth just came out, just released yesterday. And those Blizzard games find a way of pulling people back in all the time. Why are you shaking your heads? Well, yeah,
Not
other
me.
people. All right, so I want to bring this up. New Xbox Elite controllers are going to be coming, might be coming this fall. And the only thing I really wanted to say about this, it's the code name for these controllers is Washburn, and it's $150 again. And all I want to say is fuck the Elite controller. The Elite controller is such a horribly made piece of shit. I had mine for less than a year before it fucking broke. I've read multiple articles about other people complaining about drift on their thumbsticks. Why would you create such an expensive and honestly, in the time that it worked and I used it, amazing piece of equipment that is just a horrible, horrible piece of junk? I don't know. Like Elite controller version 2, would you guys buy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Really? Why? It's such shit.
Yeah, I mean, speaking as someone who had one that also broke, I mean, you guys seen pictures of me, like, performing surgery where I was, like, cutting the rubber and re-gluing it onto the back, and my stick, like, I still use it out in the living room. And, like, the stick, like, if you shake the controller around, it just wiggles all over the place, like, it's just happy to see you. It's still a really good-feeling controller. The weight to it, like, the materials... something shitty in the build, and I know that they were really good about replacing stuff with the warranty, especially if you had like a Microsoft store nearby. You kind of just walk in, gave them it, and you'll get a new one. Hopefully that's just what needs to be fixed, and that's what this is just a slightly better version with the innards fixed up, because everything on the outside was fine.
Right.
I never really used the paddles, but the controller itself felt really good.
Yeah.
Maybe add a tension knob to the stick, but that would be about it.
I was the same way. I didn't really use the paddles, except I used them for a little bit with Smite. But I really, honestly, the controller got better whenever I stopped using the paddles, and I just liked the feel of it in general. It did. I mean, you're right. It does have a great weight. It does have a great feel to it. It's just fucking, I want one that works. I have an Elite controller sitting here in my house, and it doesn't fucking work, and you can't fix it because the goddamn bullshit that they put in the thumbstick is, you can't replace it.
I just like the way it feels.
Terrible.
But,
Stefan,
I mean,
you said Childish Gambino. It's Childish Gambino.
That's his uncle.
Yes.
Carrie, go ahead. What were you going to say? Sorry.
It's Microsoft, every single time they come out with something, first iteration, you can see the potential, but its innards are crap. Then they make a version 2 that comes out, and it's like, oh, wow, this is way better. They fixed all the problems. So just take it down a notch, get your other controller, quit being a little bitch, and enjoy it.
I hate everything about you. Moving on to the next thing in the nerdy ass news. I wanted to get you all's opinions on this. Earlier this week, Ninja, famous Twitch streamer Ninja, in case people don't know who he is. Fucking, I don't know why you wouldn't if you're watching this show. But Ninja said earlier this week that he doesn't want to stream with any women because he's afraid of the rumors might start about him cheating on his wife. And to me, before I get to you guys, to me, that's a valid concern. Like I have no problem with him deciding not to stream with women just because he doesn't want to have to deal with any rumors starting. I think that's totally fine, and maybe I'm shitty for that. But I know that one rumor, one bad moment where you're streaming with somebody, there's a little bit of flirting, and that rumor starts, it could really cause a lot of problems in a marriage, and I wouldn't even want to fucking deal with that. So I don't know. What do you guys think about Ninja not streaming with women because he's afraid of rumors starting about him cheating?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to him and his wife.
Yeah,
he's perfectly within his rights to say that. If depending on what kind of person she is, I really doubt she's a horrible person considering how much she lets her husband play video games, but he also makes lots of money doing it. But we've seen, in the past that these situations can lead to some fairly complicated scenarios.
Yeah.
And if he's like, hey, I don't even want to start the rumors of dealing with this. I want nothing to do with any of that crap that could ruin my marriage. Then I'm just not going to deal with it. And that's fine. I mean, it sucks for people that may have wanted to stream with him and, get a bigger name or whatever, but it's his decision. I can't really fault him for it.
Stefan?
I was going to say, it speaks to, I think, a couple things. I think it speaks to, one, the audience. Like, if you can't trust your audience to, like, not start shit. I mean, it's pretty much with everything, right? Just people being rumor mongers and starting shit up.
His audience is, like, 12. Like, the average age is, like, 7 years old.
Right. Like, you don't want an audience like that. But, like, it is what it is as far as that goes. But, two, does that speak to his character? That, like, is he worried that his wife feels that way about him, or is he just worried about his public image? Like, it's a weird, like, paradox. It's like, I believe he is correct in doing it. You really just don't want that to, like, surround you, but at the same time, there are really good female streamers out there that he should stream with, and arguably, if he did that from a monetary point of view, it would probably be really good for him, and like socially, like it's socially forward and socially thoughtful, but at the same time, it's weird. Like, both ways have their ups and downs. It's hard to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of one of my first thoughts was like, are you like, if you're so worried that these rumors are going to start, like, what is your relate? And I don't want to speak on anybody's marriage or relationship with their wife, but like, if you have a good relationship with your, perfect example. On Friday, I'm literally going to a strip club for work to go do a fantasy football forum with Lisa Ann. My boss asked me if I wanted to do a fantasy football forum, and without getting any other details, I said absolutely yes. And then first I found out that Lisa Ann's going to be a part of the panel. Wife didn't like that very much. Second, I find out that it's at a gentleman's club here in Houston, and my wife didn't like that very much. Like, she knows it's for work. She knows it's something that I'm doing to make money because I want to talk about fantasy football. Because outside of doing Nerd It Up, my career goals, and I want to make it in radio. Carrie's known that about me for a long time. I always wanted to make it talking about random bullshit. Whether it's geek shit or sports, whatever it is, Carrie and I used to have the Hot Ice and Blur podcast. My goal has always been do something with radio. I want to be a creator. I want to create content and have fun. Sometimes things like this are going to come up. If you want to be that, sometimes you're going to have things that maybe your family around you won't like, some of the things you say or some of the things you do, but they'll understand. And so I'm literally doing a show with a porn star at a strip club, and my wife doesn't like it. But I'm doing it, and she understands. There's no fear there. We have a good relationship. We communicate. Obviously, at least it's not like Lisa Ann's going, you, then you, then you. Like, it's just a normal thing. Yeah. And so, like, it's not like if he has a good relationship with his wife, and his wife is cool, and they're cool together, like, he goes and streams with a female streamer, it's not like the female streamer's gonna be like, I want that Ninja D. And like, oh, gotta fight her off. Like, you're not even in the same room, so it doesn't matter, man. Like, so that was my first thought was, what does that say about the relationship if he's so scared that she's going to trust some random rumors from some random people about a one-time stream with a chick? But at the same time, I understand where he's coming from. And I do think at the end of the day, it's the smart move to just stay away from it. But that was kind of my first thought in the moment. I don't know.
Is there an actual, like, quote of what he said? Did he say women in general, or did he say, like, specifically these women in particular? Because I know, like, Mia Khalifa has been involved in some of this controversy in the past.
Yeah.
Was he like, people like that I'm not going to stream with? Or was he just like, I'm not going to worry about streaming with any women whatsoever? Because that's kind of shitty. Like, if you have, like, a fan that really wants to do a stream with you, and you're just like, hey, come in, I know you're a huge fan, let's just stream for a little bit.
Right.
Like, Is that really that big of an issue? Like, if that's a problem, you may need to have a conversation with the missus. But
right,
did he say? What did he say directly? Like,
he just said that.
Does it say?
I don't know if I have the quotes up. Let me see if the quotes are in this. But I think the gist of it was like he kind of rebuts against this like. He doesn't want anything that's going to affect his life. But I think the gist of it wasn't anything where it was like, no, I will never stream with a chick. It was just like, I'm going to stay away from streaming with women because I just don't want to deal with any of the rumors. So it was all women forever. But his reasoning, I think, was pretty sound. It's logical. I'm okay with it. But like, yeah, like I just started. So by the way, we have a Patreon page. If you want to pay some money, it's $5 a month to be a patron, and we'll give you special stuff. But like, we have a Patreon page, and one of the tiers that you can get if you pay for it is you can do like you can be on one episode with us once a month on stream sessions. And if I'm not gonna be like, if a chick signs up for that, I would be like, no. Like Randy. Randy's been our biggest fan and our best fan since almost day one. I think since we started doing our Game of Thrones episodes, she's here talking to us every single episode, and it's awesome. And at some point, like we've talked about it before, we want to bring Randy into a stream. And I don't want to be like, I don't want the rumors to start, because Randy has been one of our biggest supporters. And I want to add, like, I want to have those moments where we have our supporters, especially our biggest ones, come on the show with us and talk with us or do something with us, stream a video game with us, whether they're a guy or a girl. Like, it doesn't matter to me, because I want the people that support us, I want to show them the love that they deserve. And I think that's a great point. Like, if there's a supporter that's huge and loves him, and like, it's say he does a contest stream with me, which I don't know that he ever would, and a girl wins it, what's he going to be like? Is he just going to say no? So I don't know. Stefan, do you have anything else?
No, not really. Like
Stefan's like, ugh, so bored.
Well, no, it's a like a shitty situation. Like either way you cut it, like he's not going to come out of this clean. It's a better situation to be in than some of the things that, let's say, PewDiePie has been in, because he was just straight up a dick and an asshole in a lot of that shit.
a dick in an asshole?
Wait.
Yeah.
A dick in
it
an
can only
asshole?
be one or the other.
No.
There's only 3 types of people in the world.
No, that's 3. There's 4 types. You ever heard of like the Ouroboros? It's like Ouroboros, but with a dick and an asshole. They're just constantly fucking each other. He's right in some scenarios. He's wrong in others. And really, it's hard to say. Who knows what his relationship is like? Who knows what his wife is like, or even him. Maybe it all comes down to just the way he feels about it. Yeah. Like I could be uncomfortable in that situation. Like it's weird. Like I feel for him, but I see both sides.
Yeah, I think that's where I lie. Is I get it, and I think it's an okay decision. I think if that's the decision he wants to make, maybe it's not necessarily the one that I would make, but I'm not going to kill him for it. I think some of the backlash he's gotten is a little bit ridiculous. I think it's been a little bit too extreme, gone a little bit too far, but I can see both sides too. But we sat on this for too long, so we're going to move on. We will stream with women, but we're not going to bone you. Okay, just be clear. We're going to be clear on that from the beginning. Women streaming, yes. Boning, no. At least for me. I don't know what Carrie will do. I guess he'd have to check with Melissa first.
Yeah,
all right.
For later.
So Twitch categories. I don't want to talk about this for long. I just want to talk about this because I just found out what ASMR was this week because of this article.
Oh, yeah.
Twitch categories. Twitch is ditching the IRL label. IRL. Twitch is ditching IRL, and it's going to have like 12 more categories: art, hobbies and crafts, food and drink, science, technology, beauty and body art, sports and fitness, blah, blah, blah. One of those channels, and talk shows and podcasts, Nerd it up.
That's us.
Part of this? Yeah. But they said ASMR is going to be, like, categories for ASMR. That's going to be a big thing. And I had no idea what ASMR was. And now Stefan won't fucking stop doing it. He's been doing it nonstop whenever we're playing games. We're doing Escalation Protocol in Destiny 2 the other night, and he wouldn't stop like the whispering. Anytime I can hear any portion of somebody's mouth smacking from wetness while they're talking, or from dryness, not enough wetness while they're talking, it freaks me out. And you could just hear all the smacking and all the crazy weird-ass noises in ASMR videos.
I'll
demonstrate
our fans. No,
demonstrate real fast.
No, I don't. Why would you
demonstrate? Demonstrate. No, because you've been doing it to me all week.
We'll do a stream friendly version. We'll do like not a human sound.
Okay.
We won't do a human sound.
Yeah, do a stream. Just like scratch the microphone.
We'll use these oversized magic cards here. We're just.
See, even that bothers me. Okay, that's enough. Demonstration over. Demonstration over. No. So ASMR, like, look, if you're into that, you like doing those videos, you like watching them, fine. I'm into some weird shit too, okay? But I'm not gonna knock you for it. But like,
pray tell what?
But that shit, freaks me.
That was a creepy ass look. That was one of the creepiest looks ever.
It's like, you don't want to fucking know.
You don't want. Let's move
don't
on
bring me down that road.
I have a very specific fetish. It involves the left shark from the Super Bowl.
Oh God. But the ASMR stuff, it freaks me out, man. I can't handle it. The whispering, the noises. It's so weird. Like it just. I can't do it. So Twitch is ditching the IRL label. If you want to check out some ASMR streams, you're going to be able to do that soon. All right, 2 more pieces of news in the nerdy ass news. First one, this is a quick one. This is our favorite company. I think it's our favorite company. I know Epic has moved up in the ranks, but they haven't quite taken over. But Hi-Rez Studios, one of our favorite studios, is splitting into 3 new studios to cover their 3 biggest games, which is Smite, obviously, Paladins, and Realm Royale. And I didn't know. At first, it didn't make sense to me. Like I was neutral on it. It's like, okay, if they want to do it, fine. I don't care either way. It doesn't make sense, but it probably makes sense to them. Some reason I don't know. Stefan had a great point as to why they would do this. So Stefan, get in. Why are they splitting into 3 studios?
So I mean, this is just a general like corporate business maneuver, and it's smart on their part if they've really grown this large. You kind of compartmentalize everything. So if one game tanks, for example, let's say Smite were to tank, not that it's on the verge of tanking or anything like that, but if Smite tanks, they could just close Titan Forge Studios without looking negatively on Hi-Rez. Yes, Hi-Rez is the like parent company, but you're protecting the name in the eyes of like the stockholders and because instead of the headline being Hi-Rez lays off 2,000 employees, it's Titan Forge Studios closes. It's not as big of an issue, and it's a little bit better when you just start getting down to management. You kind of break things down within the studio and get a little bit more structure to it. Yeah. So, the studio head of Titan Forge will be dealing with like the higher ups at Hi-Rez instead of the higher ups at Hi-Rez dealing directly with like these smaller teams. Not that they're not going to interact or anything. It's just office politics and bureaucracy.
Well, and one of the things that they said, it's going to help them maximize their fully maximize their potential and their efficiency. And so it's not a bad thing in any way. I think it's a smart thing, and it just shows how big Hi-Rez and all of their games are getting. Really, honestly, it's just really indicative of Hi-Rez has grown a lot, especially over the last 2 or 3 years. And it's cool seeing them get big. Titan Forge is going to be the studio in charge of Smite. Evil Mojo Games is going to be the studio in charge of Paladins, and Heroic Leap Games is going to be the studio in charge of developing Realm Royale. And I think a lot of people find that studio is like the most controversial because Realm Royale is considered controversial because it's a quote ripoff, which every battle royale game is a ripoff. But I think this is a cool move just because it shows how big one of our favorite companies is getting. I mean, they're the best game studio out there one of the best. It's personally my favorite game studio out there.
Yeah, if it gives them more room to focus on the games, that's good. That way you don't have like that, overhanging parent company like hanging over your head. Like, hey, did you get that done? Because this studio over here needs to have this shit done. Because you gotta just fucking cut everybody out. You do your thing. This guys will do this thing. If you fuck it up, it's on you though, bro. So,
and speaking to that, I wonder how much there's been, because I know I'm part of a couple like Smite community and subreddits, and players have this notion that like, because Realm Royale is doing really good, Smite is now hurting as they're devoting more towards the other games. They're just picking whatever's doing well and abandoning the rest. Yeah. Well, this kind of puts that that shouldn't be a thought anymore because they're just completely separate entities. So I wonder how much that plays into it, because it is a rampant thought right now online.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Look it up, Carrie.
Me? No.
Yeah, look something up. Stefan, look it up. I thought you were clicking. You said and then I heard clicking.
Wait. What am I looking up?
Never mind. Don't look anything up. I don't know what's happening anymore. Moving on to the last thing of the nerdy ass news. I don't know. I forgot. My brain exploded. Shut up. Last topic of the nerdy ass news. So this guy Philip Muchin, Philip Bitchface, because look at that face. Philip Bitchface, ex-editor from IGN, is having even more of his posts pulled after even more plagiarism accusations surface. Seth Macy, who writes for IGN, posted a thread from either IGN or from Reddit earlier, showing that this dude, Philip, literally plagiarized. They both work for IGN. They're co-workers, and he plagiarized his article. He plagiarized his own co-worker's article almost completely verbatim, 3 days between the reviews. That's all the time that was between those two articles. Apparently, this guy's been plagiarizing for a really long time, stealing everybody else's shit. He even plagiarized his LinkedIn profile, which is ridiculous. Like, write your own fucking LinkedIn profile. It takes you 5 minutes tops. Obviously this guy's not a good writer because he had to steal from everybody else. But if you're a halfway decent writer and a human being that can use a keyboard and know how to spell for the most part, you can knock out a LinkedIn profile in no time. But this guy legitimately copy and pasted somebody else's LinkedIn profile, which is fucking nuts. how did they not catch this before? Like, how has this been going on as long as it's been going on?
Because people are idiots. Corporate people, especially video game corporate people, even more so.
They're
but
that
if
stupid,
you want,
though?
if you need someone to write your profile, just get Stefan. He'll make up an epic story for it.
Dude, so Kara, we're gonna peel back the curtain on that for a second. Stefan is the DM for his D&D group. Is this a brand new campaign, or is this the middle of a campaign?
This is the start of one as of yesterday. Actually.
As of yesterday. So new D&D campaign. Stefan is the DM. The other night when we were streaming, Stefan was creating a map, which if you haven't seen it yet, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/nerdituppod, and you can see Stefan's map that he created, which is actually just really fucking phenomenal. And on top of that, he has lore for the entire land of Mare. And that, is it Mare or Maire? How are you pronouncing it?
One of those.
He has lore. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's like someone last night. We were playing the campaign a little bit, and I'm gonna miss details. I didn't think everything through,
right.
And I'm like, well, you guys make it to the tavern, and they're like, what's the name of the tavern? And I just stared at him dead in the face and said, tavern. There's 4 buildings in this fucking town. You know which it is. Shit. You're done.
So the land of Mare, he created a map for it. He created lore for every major destination on the map. And then today he sends us a fucking short story about a dream that some random character, NPC, I guess you would call it, in the land of Mare had, that's just detailing out even more lore for the area. And it was phenomenally written. And I'm sitting here, like, Kara read it while we were at the kids' gymnastics practice. And she read it and she was like, that's actually really good. And she's like, how long did it take him to write? I'm like, he wrote it like this morning. Like, he literally wrote it probably, if I know Stefan, probably in like 15 minutes, and it was done, and then he sent it to us.
Like 45. I was watching YouTube.
And it's phenomenal. And this begs the question, why the fuck are you not writing fantasy novels? You need to be writing. Like, it was incredible. Like, your creativity with coming up with this lore was absolutely incredible. Your description and detail is better than, like, 75% of the fantasy writers out there right now. Like, why are you not doing this full time? Why are you doing this show with us right now and not writing a fantasy novel?
You can't really see it. I'm like blushing, but I have like really bad skin, so it like hides it. But like, I don't know. Like, you ever watch Office Space? Kind of like the main character of Office Space. I lack all motivation to do anything ever. Like, I used to write. Technically, I'm published in a couple like little literary magazines and stuff like that.
Technically, we're in a second. We're about to hear. Technically, I'm a New York Times bestseller under a different moniker.
I have.
Technically, I'm actually Patrick Rothfuss.
Would you be okay with us publishing your short story on the Nerded Up page?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Later on, I'm gonna take. Although Kara did have a couple of editorial moves that she thought you needed to make.
I did not. I read through it. I was just like, yeah, there's probably some syntax and something somewhere, but fuck it, who cares?
That's what I told her. But she's also a freaking.
The teacher took out the red pen.
Yeah, she's an English teacher, and she thought it was great. But there's a couple of things. Yeah, I'm like, stop it. You're not teaching right now. Get out of teacher mode. But yeah, we'll post that up on Nerded Up after this, actually. If y'all want, we'll post up the short story on Nerded Up. We'll post up the lore so we'll have the map, and then we'll put up Stefan's lore for all the areas on the map, and then we'll post up that short story. I think you need to do like a recap, because your recap after your D&D last night was actually pretty great. So I'm going to force Stefan to do like D&D recaps. He's going to give us updates on this campaign, because I'm sad that I'm not involved in this, and I need to know more about the land of Mare and how all of the inhabitants are faring in their journeys. What were we talking about? Whatever. Nerdy ass news is over. Moving on.
Plagiarism.
Yeah. Oh, plagiarism. Don't plagiarize.
Fuck that guy.
Don't plagiarize.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Dude, if that happened in the it's happened in the sports media world, those people get raked over the coals and they never have a job ever again. Like,
and he should never. Like, at least not in that field.
No, absolutely not. All right, so moving on. This is kind of like so we wanted to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, but we are Nerded Up, brought to you by the Game Fanatics. We are partnered with the Game Fanatics now, and I saw a really good article on their website. If you go to thegamefanatics.com, they got lots of good content up there, lots of good writing. But this article, 5 most anticipated games left to drop in 2018, written by Carlos Ovale. that he put this up. What's today? The 15th, 5 days ago. So it's his list of the 5 games. Obviously, this is a subjective bias list, but I think he's pretty spot on. But this is I changed the ranking up a little bit, but these are his 5 games that he's most anticipated for. And there's a couple of pieces of news on some of these games that I wanted to bring up, so I thought, hey, why not use this article and then talk about it? So number 5 on his list for most anticipated games yet to release in 2018 is Battlefield 5. And I saw an article, and this is kind of 2 things I want to talk about, because we played the Black Ops 4 beta this past weekend, and I think we can all agree that it was a massive pile of garbage donkey shit. So I saw an article on comicbook.com. All right, should we trust that? I don't know. That's up for everybody else to decide. But it says Black Ops 4 is set to dominate Battlefield 5. And y'all brought up, Stefan, you brought up the great question. I mean, doesn't that happen every year? Like, isn't that something that happens every year? So the title of the article says Black Ops 4 set to top of Battlefield 5 according to analysis, which is just the pre-sales. It's just pre-orders, which is what they're basing it off of. But if I had to choose one of these 2 games to play, it's obviously not going to be fucking Black Ops 4. We played the shit out of Black Ops 4. We won the majority, like I would say we won probably 80 to 85% of the matches that we played when we were playing the beta. We all did relatively well, but it was such garbage. It was a total garbage game. We didn't have fun a single time we were doing it. Now maybe I had fun for maybe 5 seconds when I killed like 4 people in a row and that's it. So like, yeah, pre-orders and pre-sales, it's probably going to win, but when the games come out, Battlefield 5 is most likely going to be a better game. And then people are going to realize that and switch from Black Ops 4 to Battlefield 5, just like it's been happening every Call of Duty versus Battlefield battle for what, the last 3-4 years? The last 3 or 4 battles that they've had? So what Battlefield 5, like what are you guys excited about? Carrie, I know you have a lot for this because you're a Battlefield fan and savant. Battlefield might be the last game that you're good at. Like, this is your last hope to be good at games, is Battlefield. But like, so what do we think about the Black Ops 4 beta first, and second, how do we think Battlefield 5 is going to be, and how is it going to compare to Black Ops 4? Stefan, you go first. Carrie has to wait.
I actually pulled up all the sales data between Battlefield and Call of Duty, because I was fairly certain that Call of Duty has beaten Battlefield in sales every time with every year. And it looks like that is correct. That is just the case. In 2015, this site doesn't have the data for Battlefield 1 for whatever reason. 2015, Hardline sold 4.1 million copies. Mm-hmm. And in 2015, Black Ops 3 sold 26.46.
It doesn't have Battlefield 1, like the best-selling Battlefield.
Yeah, like I can see if I can find
like the biggest one.
Another chart here. No, it's not. It wasn't the biggest selling one, actually.
I would probably say Battlefield 3 was, right?
Yeah, I think it's Battlefield 3 is historically the biggest selling one. But like, let's see, the biggest year that Battlefield ever had was Battlefield 3. In 2011, and Call of Duty sold it with Modern Warfare 3 at 30 million. Yeah. So historically, Call of Duty doubles the sales. So it's not like you're fucking throwing bones and soothsaying the future here. Like, it's
historically, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like saying. It's not. Oh, I don't know. Whatever. I was gonna say something like Cubs and World Series, but then like they actually won the World Series. Whatever. Like,
that's like saying the NFL 2018 season is gonna be way more popular than the NBA 2018 season. Like, fucking duh. It's the goddamn NFL. That's like saying professional football is more popular than college football. Well, fucking yes, it is. The NFL is the most popular sport in the United States. Like, it's ridiculous to say that, well, this thing that always happens is going to happen once again. I guess the only, like, the headline, and maybe we're missing like the lead in this whole thing, is the fact that there's even a conversation, or people are even entertaining the idea that Battlefield would have a chance against Call of Duty, which to me is the most interesting thing, because now people are finally, in a more mass and general audience type of way, People are acknowledging that Call of Duty is getting shitty and Battlefield is continuing to be good. So at least Battlefield's in the conversation of being able to put up a fight. When it comes down to gameplay and what Battlefield 5 is going to be, we're all in agreement that Battlefield 5 is going to be better than Black Ops 4, right?
Hands down.
Yeah, Stefan, what do you think about? I want to know what you're thinking about Battlefield 5.
I think I'm done with both series.
Ooh, you're done with You're not even going to try Battlefield 5? What if I give you a back rub, a digital back rub?
I might step into it, but like I am just kind of done with those. Like, I don't know. There's just something about them. They're tired. I'd rather play something else. I think there's more interesting mechanics. I'm not saying that battle royale games have taken over the like shooter genre, but I want something different. And for now, battle royale games are catching my eye a little bit more. And I actually think Battlefield 5 has I think there's talk of a battle royale mode.
I'm pretty sure it's been all but totally confirmed that they're going to have a battle royale mode. Red Dead Redemption 2 is supposed to have a battle royale mode. I'm super intrigued by that. I mean, I really hope that, like, I love the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. I hope it catches on more in Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think people played the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer enough, to be honest.
It was great. It was a blast.
It was phenomenal. It was so much fun. And seeing what Rockstar has done. Okay, well, hold on, Josh. Whoa, Nelly. We'll get into the Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff in just a minute. All right, next game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Stefan, you're probably the most excited for this. I'm excited for it. You're probably more excited. Stefan or Carrie, I doubt you're excited at all for it. They just announced Castlevania characters by killing Luigi. Where is your hype meter for Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Oh, I'm super hyped. I'm not as hyped as I would be if it was like a just straight out brand new game. But the last Smash Brothers for the Wii U was a criminally underplayed game, mainly just because the Wii U was a criminally undersold system. Yeah. That thing is a goddamn gem, and I will tout that system all over the place. Smash Brothers is Smash Brothers, man. You either like the game series or you don't. It's a fighter that's got a very different take on how fighters work.
Yeah.
And you either play it to have fun or you play it hyper competitively. The hyper competitive guys are usually douchebags. And I say that as someone who used to play hyper competitively. And, you know, it's another game to have fun with on the Switch. Take it, go, beat up your friends, have fun.
That to me, that's the thing I'm most excited about. In the Switch by the end of the year is going to be like there's no other console that you can get a group of people together and have fun with. Like a group of people in the same room and have fun with. Between in October we've got Super Mario Party, which I am just beyond excited about. Probably shouldn't be as excited about it as a 32-year-old man with gray hairs popping up all over. Smash, I'm really excited about because I love playing the old Smash on the Nintendo 64 with the kids. It's a fun game for my family to play, and it's usually me and my son versus the girls, and we whip their asses. I'm having a lot of fun with Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis, like that console is not only is it portable fun, but it's fun. It's like party fun. And Smash is just another game that can be a lot of casual fun, and if you want to take it seriously, you can. I'm gonna skip through Spider-Man. I would have put this, so I would have taken Spider-Man and put it 5th on my list. Because I'm actually excited for it, but I know you guys keep calling it quick time the game, so I'm going to go past it. Fallout 76 is number 2. I think this is pretty solid. I think Fallout 76 being number 2, especially for what's coming out the rest of this year, I would have this as my number 2. Apparently, I read an article, I didn't pull it up, but I read an article on maybe Game Rant, I don't know where it was, saying that the perk cards are not going to be pay to win. So perk cards you're going to have to unlock in the game. You can't buy them with actual money, which is freaking great. So Fallout 76, we talked about this a little bit the other night, Stefan, where we talked about what the VAT system is, real-time VATs. They're creating, they're gonna, if you grief people, you're gonna run into a lot of problems if you try to grief people. The PvP system is weird. Stefan, you go ahead and get into how the PvP works.
I was gonna say the most interesting thing that I think is genius. So the PvP system is going to be you can either flag yourself as a pacifist, no one can ever shoot you, whatever. The other option is, if you're not flagged as a pacifist, someone can take a little pot shot at you, and you'll take a little tiny bit of damage. Don't know the numbers, but just a little bit of damage. If you return fire, you are now both flagged for PvP, and it's considered a just killing. I don't know if stand your ground laws apply in Fallout 76, but whatever. If, however, you are not flagged as a pacifist and you do not return fire, the person can then attempt to just kill you outright, and they will be flagged as a murderer. When you are flagged as a murderer, everything is removed from your map in regards to other players, bases, other players. Then you are highlighted on the map in the game for everyone else to see, and a bounty is placed on your head coming out of your own funds. So if someone were to kill you, they take your money.
Your money. I like that.
It's not free money. It's from your own pocket.
I like that. I like that's just so it seems like they've taken a lot of different systems from a lot of different games. It seems like they've taken stuff. It seems like they've taken stuff from Grand Theft Auto and the way you start. You can start like PvP matches and stuff like that. It seems like they've taken stuff from The Division. I like the way they're doing this because I was really afraid it was just going to be a lot of people griefing people all the time, just indiscriminately, and then dropping the nuke on everybody. Let me get to some comments real fast because they're making fun of the Astros, and I ain't taking too kindly to this. Randy said the Astros, it's hard, like the Astros getting a win at home. They won tonight. And no, they're not on a 5-game losing streak anymore, Andy. Y'all get the piss out of here. Mark said, go Sports, get the score. Okay, continuing in our Fallout 76 discussion. I had to address those real fast, okay? They were blaspheming the Astros, and I love those gentlemen. Carrie, Fallout 76.
I am going to start a GoFundMe right now for all of the funds I'm going to need for being a murderer in Fallout 76. So, I don't know. So, if it's only my funds, right? Like, if we have, like, a little group together, I'm not going to dip into everyone else's. Because if that's the case, I'm going to do that 100%.
I would imagine if just you have the bounty, it would come out of just your funds. But I'm wondering if we're in a group together and you go around trying to murder people, if it's going to put a bounty on all of our heads, and then you're going to.
I want it to.
So I don't know if there's like a party up system as far as that's concerned. There hasn't been any talk of a party up system. I think it's just we're in the same game. So like you could be in the game with people and you're not like you're a banded together. It's more like, yeah, I know that guy until you don't need to know him anymore. Like,
so I can murder Carrie as much as I want if he decides to go rogue.
Yes.
Stefan, will you hunt Carrie down with me if he decides to go rogue?
Yes. And we can set this up pretty easy. When he starts fighting something, just jump in front of like a mini nuke.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude,
and that's also a question of, is that a thing that can happen? Can you be the griefer by forcing people to murder you?
Or forcing people to get that, like, go pacifist, force somebody to get the first shot, and then you get to shoot them back, and you get to.
That was an issue in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. That was a legitimate issue in Grand Theft Auto.
It really was, and we did that to people all the time, as often as we possibly could. I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited that Bethesda themselves are actually making a multiplayer game, so. I see us having fun with Fallout 76. I'm also very excited to get that wearable operating helmet. All right, to the coup de grace. Am I using that correctly? Is that how you say that? To the quintessence of what we're trying to get to with this. The final. So in this article on thegamefanatics.com, the 5 most anticipated games left in 2018. Number 1 is Red Dead Redemption 2. Can we all agree that this deserves to be number 1?
Yes.
Ooh, Stefan, how would you switch these rankings? No, I'm happy he didn't agree. How would you switch these? What would you put there?
I'm not.
Shut up.
I mean, I might actually put Fallout 76 at the top, mainly because it's doing something different. Red Dead's not doing anything different. It's Red Dead. It's going to play the same. It's going to have amazing story, amazing graphics, amazing gameplay. But it's the flavor of, do I want to eat the same really good food at the same really good restaurant, or do I want to try somewhere else tonight? with like maybe some flavors I'm used to. I'm a big burger guy, so I want to try a new burger chain. Like, you know, that's the question. And a lot of times I rather try somewhere new rather than get the same old, same old. So I would probably put Fallout 76 in first place for myself. I don't know about everyone else.
I think, you know, I can see the argument. I think just because it's Red Dead Redemption, I'd put it there, and you know how much I love shiny sameness, and it makes me feel comfy like a nice, heavy, warm blanket. But depending on my mood, depending on what things I see from it, I could see Fallout 76 being number one, and I could see a lot of people agreeing with you. You know what I realize isn't on this list, and I would take Spider-Man off of this list for this. Forsaken. Destiny 2 Forsaken should be on this list. And I mean, it's not. I know it's not a new game, but I think it's a big enough expansion, and the expansion might be bigger. Well, we've talked about this before. The expansion probably is bigger than the actual Destiny 2 release. So I would put Forsaken as maybe number 4 on this. I might, for me personally, my ranking, I'd put Smash at 5, and then Battlefield 5 at 4. Then I'd go Destiny 2, Forsaken, Fallout 76, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you think Forsaken should be on this list or no?
It's hard to say because they've just Destiny and Bungie has burned the community on so much that I'm hyped for it, but I completely get why so many people aren't. Yeah. There's a lot of games coming out that I think are being like severely like underspoken, you can't appreciate something that's not out yet. So like small word of mouth, they're whatever. Like,
you think of that word. Let's get Carrie's thoughts on Red Dead Redemption. Let's get into some of the games that maybe you guys think should be on this list that aren't. After we talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, but just real fast, Red Dead Redemption 2, it's number 1 on this list. The gameplay trailer came out just a few days ago, and I'm really excited about this game, not just because like the story is going to be great, just like Red Dead Redemption was, but like the mechanics, the technology, the game engine that they're using, the fact that I will like, look, I know you guys need me up here in my office streaming with my green screen and shit, but like for at least like a week, I'm gonna have my Xbox downstairs, and I'm going to be on my 4K TV with my Xbox One X playing this fucking game. So, Stefan, I will not be on camera. You will have to run all of our streams yourself. I'll just, like, I'll bring my microphone down and plug it into my phone or some shit like that and be on Skype. Because this game, I have to play the storyline on my 4K TV. It looks absolutely beautiful. But I'm really intrigued to see what they do with the multiplayer. I really want to see how they try to incorporate a Battle Royale game mode. I want to see the open world multiplayer game that it was before, much like Grand Theft Auto. If they seeing what Rockstar has done with Grand Theft Auto 5 since its release is absolutely phenomenal. It's not a game that we've played for really any long stretch of time, like within the last 2-3 years. But the fact that they've been able to continue keeping such a big audience that they can continue dropping DLCs and content, and totally evolving this game, I'm really interested to see what they can do in that same way with Red Dead Redemption 2. Because if they can do that, they could hold me in this game for a long time. I'm a sucker for cowboys and revolvers. Give me a horse, a long rifle, and a revolver and some bandits to go catch, and I'll fucking shoot Carrie in the head all goddamn day long in this game. And so I'm very intrigued. I'm really excited. The game looks like it's going to be beautiful. The gameplay looks fun, but it is more of the same, but I'm completely fine with that. But Carrie, Red Dead Redemption 2, why is this the number 1 most anticipated game? And what, after watching the gameplay trailer, are you most excited about for it?
I mean, you know it's going to be great. Everyone knows it's going to be great. And I think with Rockstar showing what they can do with GTA Online for as long as they've been able to do it. I mean, it came out how many years ago, and it still has one of the biggest online presences of any game out there.
It came out before the Xbox One did, so it's been 4 years, 5 years.
It's been a while.
But is that a testament to how good the game is, or a testament to how shitty other games are coming out?
A little of
that
both.
Too.
I think it's a little.
I agree.
Both. Yeah,
because I know I'm not the only one out of the 3 of us that just keeps hoping for a game that will come out and us be like, okay, this is a good game. Let's play this. We just keep jumping around because there's nothing that catches us.
It's really a shooter. Like I think the three of us enjoy FPSs so much that we like all these other games, and Destiny has been a lot of fun, but we really miss like a nice competitive shooter like the old Black Ops games, the old Call of Duty games. I'm looking for an FPS where I go, fucking finally. And I can just sit there and play it like we used to play Black Ops 2, or we used to play Black Ops, where you play it for 7 hours and then you look up and you're like, oh shit, Kara's been mad at me for the last 3. Like that's what I'm excited. It's like we play and like, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow's gonna suck. Like we haven't had a game like that in a while.
If I know GTA 5 came out with a first person mod, it wasn't implemented very well. But if like there's a first person multiplayer mode in Red Dead, like I'm probably not going to do anything else. Like Battlefield V maybe, but I don't know. Like if I have like a revolver in front of my face and I can just shoot people in the face with it over and over again and hear that little just as you're pulling the hammer back every time.
What's that noise again? What hear that what noise?
It's gonna get me every time. I'm gonna put that on the ASMR channel. Just cocking the hammer back, letting it slide forward.
What's the sound of you cocking a hammer back again? That doesn't sound anything like
That's not the same thing I did.
It gets worse every single time. That's terrible.
Point being, the trailer that came out was very well done.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next one because they're talking about like all the quests you'll be able to do. Mm-hmm. But I want to see. Like, I want to get to know more of the NPCs because those were some of the funnest people to interact with in the last game.
Yep.
I need another soundtrack like the last one because one of my favorite moments in all of gaming is when you're riding first into Mexico and you have that song going on in the background. Yep. It still sticks in my head when I think about a game because it was amazing and I need something like that. But I really just want to sit quietly with my headphones, go into the woods, and hunt some forest creatures. That's all I want to do.
The creature hunting grind was, I mean, the grind of Red Dead 2 going 100% in that game was one of my favorite grinds of any game ever. And Kara already told me that when this game comes out, she told me I had to get it, which is awesome. This is the first time she's ever said that about a video game. 2, it's another game I'm not allowed to play unless she's sitting there because she loved watching me play Red Dead so much. So I think that's maybe another wrinkle for me with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like this, like me being this massive, huge gaming addict, video gamer, and my wife, like she likes Nintendo and like the old consoles and the Switch and stuff like that, but she's not a big gamer. And so for her, like with The Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption, she wouldn't let me play them and play the storyline unless she was there watching. She had to be there. And why are you making fun of my hand gestures? You know what?
I had one nearby, so like I had to do it. Just you know, you had a prop.
Andy makes a good point though.
I need something in my hands, or else I can't think. It freaks me out. Leave me alone. But yeah, that's why Red Dead. I can't wait for this too. Also, it's another wrinkle because Kara is going to be involved with it. What did Andy say? Jesus Christ! What did Andy say?
I'm intrigued by the outlaw camp moving from place to place.
Yeah, I am too. Thoughts on a Bigfoot appearance? Do you guys want to see Bigfoot?
He can't make a cameo.
Why?
He already made a cameo. He's dead.
He's gonna there's more. There's got to be more than one Bigfoot though.
Oh, you killed the last one.
Foot, not big feet.
Big footies. Have you ever seen Harry and the Hendersons? There are a bunch of those motherfuckers. So you know what? Bam, roasted. All right. So let's Red Dead Redemption 2. Stefan, I know you already said it's going to be more of the same, but I know you still want to play it. What are you looking forward to most?
Probably the multiplayer. I had a blast with that multiplayer, even though no one really played it.
Yeah.
But there was just something about like, you know, riding horses and like the formations and like there was the bandit hideouts that like you could go after, but like other like squads could go after. I know they're not called squads. They're Western term, forget.
Posse.
Was it posse?
Yeah, posses.
Okay, I think he made that up.
Well, no, one of the people that whenever you get a posse together, yeah, it was posse. I'm looking it up. I know it was posse because somebody in the sports world used the term posse, and then it was deemed to not be appropriate. A body of men, typically armed, summoned by a sheriff to enforce the law.
Okay.
And then the other ones, the bad guys, were gangs. You had gangs and posses.
Right. So that was like a lot of fun. The single player, I don't know. There's at just some point that I just stopped with it, but I do that with like pretty much every Rockstar game. Like there's just a point in time where I'm just like, and I'm bored, and I just end it. Like their stories have like a really good start, but they don't hold me in. Because there's usually just some point, like maybe like 10, 15 hours in, that I'm like, I just don't fucking care. Like, I don't know what it is.
With Grand Theft Auto, I've always, or for the most part, I tend to be that way because I just want to go play the multiplayer. At least with Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5, it's like I play the single, so I finish them at some point. But there is, actually, Grand Theft Auto 4, did I finish it? Yeah, I did. I finished my Nico Bellic storyline, but there's a point where like I get through some of it, and then you just want to go play the multiplayer, and that could be an issue with Red Dead, where like if you did have, I enjoyed the multiplayer, so it took me I kind of took a break from the single player for a while to really just kind of dive into the multiplayer of the game, but. Red Dead for me, personally, it's the one Rockstar game where I haven't gotten bored in the middle of the storyline. I feel like the storyline was pretty good all the way through, but like I said, a lot of what pulled me in, it wasn't necessarily just the storyline. It was me wanting to grind every single achievement. I wanted to find all the hidden outfits. I wanted to kill all the bandits, get all the wanted things, all the camps. I wanted to go find all the secrets, all the question marks. I wanted to hunt every single animal there. It was more than just the story. So I dove so deep into every single thing. I never got bored because I could go, well, I'll do story now, or now I'll go and hunt people, or now I'm going to go kill bears. Now I'm going to go look for this horse. Like, I just kept doing all these different things where I didn't really get bored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Stefan? Anything else about the game? No. All right. What are some of the games that are not on this list of the GameFanatics.com of the 5 most anticipated games yet to release in 2018? What are some of the games that should be on this list or should have at least been considered for this list? For me, it was Forsaken. I know it's not a full game release, but I think for me personally, I would put it on this list.
Kerry would probably agree with this one, and he probably can't think of it. It's got metal imagery and like the 4 Horsemen.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that. No.
Say the name of it. That way.
Darksiders 3 is scheduled for November 27th.
Yes. I've been going back and playing the the War Mastered Edition and the Definitive Editions of 1 and 2, and they are still so fucking good. I cannot wait for the third one, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the one that I think more people should be talking about. Darksiders 1 and 2 were very good. Darksiders 1 was basically Legend of Zelda with like a little bit difference. Darksiders 2, great game. That was a hands down improvement on the first one. Darksiders 3, I know THQ Nordic is gone and everything, but it has the potential. The lore of Darksiders is great. Yes. Is there? I would hope that I wish there was like some way we could work Mark Hamill back into it from the first one, because he was just fantastic. That's one that I think is being really like just no one's talking about. Yeah. Y'all probably won't agree with this, but the new Pokemon game in November, I think is actually really huge.
No, I could see that. I don't know that I would personally. I don't know that I put it on my top 5, but I won't disagree if other people do.
Like the big thing is that it's Pokemon Go. Well, it's not Pokemon Go. It's a Pokemon RPG title in 3D, which we've never had before, on the Switch. Which means it's on a portable system, and we're getting a new game controller with it that's unlike anything that we've seen.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? No. The controller is actually a Pokeball.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's a Pokeball, and like the button on the ball is like the stick. But that's all you need in this game, and that's a really cool like interactive way to play the game.
I'm also gonna take Battlefield 5 off my list, and I'm gonna put Super Mario Party on there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have 2 Switch games on there. I think that for me personally, that's just I'm really excited about that. Another one. What about Assassin's Creed Odyssey? I know, Stefan, you didn't play Origins. Carrie, do you think could you see people, or do you think people like it should be considered as like as an honorable mention in this? I read an article today saying that Odyssey is going to be even bigger than freaking Origins. And bigger and longer, if that's even possible, which is just fucking insane because Origins.
That was a long ass game.
It's huge and it's long, and this one's supposed to be even fucking bigger. I saw some of the art, like some of the armor styles and stuff, look pretty cool. But I would put Assassin's Creed Odyssey in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean, I really loved Origins, but God, I'm so hesitant. Every time there's a good Assassin's Creed, like the next couple are garbage, and it's not the same team, so I'm a little hesitant. But all they really have to do is just take all of the gameplay and mechanics from Origins and just throw it in a different time period and give it a decent story. That's all they really have to do.
Reskin it, write a new story. That's it.
Yes.
Carrie, this is the last one I'll bring up, but this isn't for me. This is for you. December 4th, Just Cause 4.
Ooh, yes.
I think that should be considered top 5 material. Definitely in honorable mentions for sure. Would you put that in your top 5?
Rodriguez at it again.
I
absolutely would.
I might go through Just Cause 3 again, just because it's such a blast to play.
Dude, it still has like the best destruction physics of any game out there. I mean, it's so much. All you have to do is walk into a giant factory full of explosive stuff, just throw a bunch of little C4 sticks, back out to like half a mile, press it, and you just see this beautiful explosion and fireball cascade up into the air. It's the perfect game for a pyromaniac, man. I don't know why people didn't enjoy that game as much as I did.
Because most people aren't crazy pyromaniacs like you.
Like me. But it's going to be a good game.
Stephanie, you look like you want to say something.
I was going to say, Just Cause 2 also had one of my favorite multiplayers of all time, even though the game did not have multiplayer. It was modded in online, and like if you played the PC version, you could play a multiplayer game of up to 500 people. And
what?
Yes, it was an open world like 500 person match, and it's Just Cause 2. So like there's explosions going on, planes, boats, it was just utter chaos, the game. That's insane. And it was a blast.
That's maybe one of the only things that could get me on a PC.
So since Carrie brought up the Pyromaniac and Just Cause being his favorite game, so you could blow stuff up. Since we were talking earlier, which by the way, when the show is over, we're gonna post up Stefan's lore for his mythical land of Mare from his D&D campaign that he's DMing, and we'll post up the short story called Dream that he wrote, which is fucking incredible. But Carrie, maybe Mackie brought it up in our group text. He's like, maybe we should all write short stories and put them up on Nerded Up. And Carrie said something about just explosions and boobs. Like he wrote a short story in the Messenger. And
it was a Muay Thai fighter. There were no explosions involved. Thank you, sir.
Muay Thai fighter beats up other guy, shoves face in boobs. Essentially was the gist of his short story. So Carrie has
What restaurant carries that, though?
What?
That's what I want. It sounds delicious.
So Carrie's banned from writing short stories on Nerded Up, but we are Nerded Up, brought to you by the Game Fanatics. This was episode 72. We hope you guys liked it. We hope you guys enjoyed watching. Go follow. We have all these links. We have all these links for you to go follow. If you see the links, go follow us. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/NerdedUpPod. Follow us on Twitter at NerdedUpPod. Go follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/NerdedUp. And we have our own custom URL for our YouTube channel now at youtube.com/c/NerdedUp. So go follow us on all of those things. Stefan's short story and lore will be posted shortly. Carrie is banned from ever being able to put any short stories or lore up for any reason whatsoever. You can follow me at Josh Beard Radio. Follow Carrie at Carrie Hot Ice and Stefan at Mazens for some pretty sweet Xbox clips and such. But thank you so much for watching us, everybody. Thank you for watching the craziness that we are and continuing to support us. Go to our Patreon page, by the way. Go to patreon.com/NerdedUp, and you can become a patron for just $5 a month. Feed us. We're hungry, and we want to keep doing this for you. So feed us, feed our hunger, and feed my narcissism. Bye!